I'm WCI3 meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Wanted to bring you a quick update on a tornado warning we have in central Illinois. We'll do a quick cut in here and not spend a lot of time because of golf. This one technically in the fringe part of our viewing area, but still you'll see that crawling in the bottom of your screen. It's for parts of Cass and extreme northern Morgan County, an area of rotation in this little cell near Aaronsville. Moving off to the north and east towards Virginia, will continue through parts of Cass County here over the next 25 minutes or so. We'll be watching this storm pretty closely here for a little bit in central Illinois. The threat today overall very low, but not zero, and this is exactly why here. That tornado warning is the only warning on the board here. Some rain showers across the Interstate 57 corridor, even down south of Springfield on Interstate 55, but that one little cell now is just a Cass County problem. What we're doing is we're streaming live on our digital platforms, and we'll be streaming there for a while as this warning continues on through. Next downstream, this will be crossing through the Virginia area, eventually coming in towards parts of Menard County, and moving in that general direction. If it makes it to Menard County, we'll cut back in and talk more about it. But in the meantime, you can jump back and join us on our digital platform. So we'll have about 60 more seconds before we go back to golf. Let's talk more about some of the details of this warning. This is for an area of rotation, again, about 3 miles to the northeast of Aaronsville, heading towards Virginia and Chandlerville included in that warning. Goes until 3 o'clock. It's a radar indicated rotation here. We look at that little circulation sitting right about here. There it is, just a few pixels on there. We've had some reports of perhaps a funnel cloud or maybe a brief touchdown with that as it heads now towards Illinois 125 west of Virginia and Illinois 78 between Chandlerville and Leaderberry. This storm will continue its slow progression off to the east. If you'd like to join us for more severe weather coverage, you can do so on our digital platforms. We're on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube, as well as streaming through the WCI3 weather app. Be sure and join us there. In the meantime, we will send it back to golf. If need be, we'll have another check-in here with the weather coming up about quarter till the top of the hour. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. All right, we are on digital platforms right now. We wanted to continue our coverage here and talk more about this particular warning. A lot of central Illinois not having any issues with this particular storm here. This is a Cass County problem. That's Virginia, Philadelphia, Chandlerville. So we're going to continue to talk about this and watch this storm here on our digital platforms pretty closely here. I think we'll be okay for now, but we're just kind of watching it and making sure that behind the scenes things are okay here. This is a little bitty storm with these little areas of low pressure. Sometimes you get a little spin in the atmosphere, and that's the case with this particular warning, which is why the National Weather Service did go ahead and pull the tornado warning for Cass, Morgan County. Morgan County no longer a concern here. Well to the south and east of Beardstown, it seems like very close to Virginia is where this storm is heading here. So we're going to watch it and keep you updated on that. Most of central Illinois not expected to have any problems tonight. I'll bring back the radar. You can see here, this is a pretty locally isolated cell about 5 miles west of Virginia. Cass County, not quite in our TV market. They get us, they also get western Illinois. And so we're going to watch the storm and keep our eyes on it here as it slowly moves off to the east. At about 30 miles an hour or so. The latest from the National Weather Service is that there's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado close to Bluff Springs. It's moving northeast at about 20 miles an hour, I should say. A slow mover in the neighborhood of Cass County at this point. Area-wide, really doesn't affect Springfield. It does not affect Danville, Decatur, Champaign-Urbana. We're okay for now, and we probably are okay through the rest of the day. But this little bitty cell here has just a very localized area of rotation that is now to the south and east of Beardstown, which is why we're bringing you this digital coverage here for the foreseeable future. Other than that, really in central Illinois, there's no other concerns at this point. We look across the region, just that one warning that popped up. It was a sliver of Morgan County, and then it was primarily Cass County here. And so we're going to cover on digital in that storm. As it continues to move its way to the north and east, maybe next in line would be Menard County, and if it does get an extension, then we will be cutting back in for that. But look at all this rain that's in place here. A lot of this rain showers moving into Champaign-Urbana, not a problem. There's a little area of low pressure that's actually right near that storm, and that's helping give it just enough wind shear to spin up and produce this brief area of rotation as it moves off to the east and to the north at 20 miles an hour. That will be well away from Jacksonville, should carry it well north of Springfield. Menard County maybe next in line. If it is extended, it'd also be for Mason County. That's not in our area. That's a Peoria television market. But Menard County we do cover. Cass County is kind of fringe. A lot of folks there are watching more the stations that are out of Quincy in that neck of the woods. And so that is what we have. I'll show you real quick here some of these alerts that we have. And I'm not sure if this graphic is updated, so let me update it real quick for you. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch. This storm not even in the severe thunderstorm watch, and it goes until 10 p.m. tonight. That severe thunderstorm watch is for areas along and south of Interstate 70. We mentioned that the best chance for some strong storms would be that down there. Severe thunderstorm watch for Fayette, Effingham, Jasper, and Crawford counties until 10 o'clock tonight. And my banner, of course, and I typed that in a little bit long there, so let me just adjust that as we do this here and make it look a little cleaner for you. Again, there it is, the severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock. Fayette, Effingham, Jasper, Crawford. We really think today the best chance for some strong to severe storms is going to be to our south. And that will not be an issue for many of us here in central Illinois for the region. So this is in Illinois. We're not worried about Champaign-Urbana right now. There's no warning in place. There's no watch in place here. There's none for Decatur, Springfield, for Mattoon, Charleston. This is a fringe tornado warning in Cass County, which we are covering. I'll also mention, while we're at it, the flash flood watch was extended through Sunday morning for all of these counties in green. Logan. That'll be from Lincoln, Decatur, Sullivan, Mattoon, Charleston. It'll include Effingham, Shelbyville, Taylorville, Springfield, Jacksonville in that. That's for some rounds of heavier rain and storms that could move on through tonight and into tomorrow. We expect the activity in thunderstorm to pick up here as we move on forth. So we're continuing to watch that for the next foreseeable future. Let me show you the severe threat for the day today. This is the SPC risk, the risk we get from the National Weather Service. We've got a level 1 risk, which means the lowest non-zero chance here along Interstate 72, and we happen to squeeze one of those off in Cass County here until 3 o'clock. That tornado warning goes. Many folks, though, likely to be clear. That low in chance means not zero, possible. And today we certainly got one tornado warning already, and that's where Cass County. But notice that level 2 risk. That's where that severe thunderstorm watch is. Fayette, Effingham, Crawford, and Jasper counties. And that's until 10 o'clock tonight. But we still can't rule it out area-wide here in parts of central Illinois. Let's go back to well, first off, let's show you let me see if I can get this to work. I'd like to show you the actual tornado risk and show you, kind of, I guess, how low of a chance it was today. And I think it's going to show up just fine here. You'll notice that blue area, that's a 1 out of 10. Well, we've got one tornado warning in Cass County right now, and that goes until 3 o'clock. And this is why. We just can't rule it out. A little storm gets a little rotation, and that certainly is what happens here. I'm WCIA3 meteorologist Jacob Dickey. The time right now is 2:30. And what we're looking at is a severe thunderstorm with a tornado possible, tornado warning issued for Cass County. If there is a tornado, it's going to be very close to Virginia at this point, perhaps a couple of miles west. Here's Jules, Illinois 125, Illinois 78. Illinois 78 north-south takes you south to Jacksonville. You can take 125 into the northwest part of Springfield. Further down is Ashland. Up to the north is going to be Chandlerville. Arnsville sits down here. You've got Beardstown off to the left of the screen here. This is primarily for Virginia and Jules with this particular warning here as it continues off to the east and north at about 20 miles an hour. We look at the velocity products, and on this particular storm here, it's not all that much. You could see earlier here, that's where that tornado warning was issued for. Some of these pixels right here picking up near Virginia. And that little area of circulation seems like now it would be crossing close to Jules or Virginia, west of Virginia. But there may very well be another weak circulation that tries and gets going just to the south and west of Virginia. So we're going to watch it and to keep a close eye on it here for a little while longer while we have this tornado warning that is in effect for parts of central Illinois. Overall, again, I stress the threat is low today. If need be, we will jump back on TV, and we may do that anyways at about 2:45 during a commercial break. I'll turn my IFB on. I hear CBS programming there, and that's fine. But in the back, Troy, if you can hear me, we'll shoot for about 2:45 unless about 2:45 if we can. So I'll check back in, and we'll hit the reset button and whatnot about then, assuming no changes are made here for this tornado warning in Virginia. So just a note there in central Illinois. We only have a severe thunderstorm watch. That's to the south. We have no tornado watch. That threat not widespread enough, not significant enough for the area to cause those problems. You know, a localized little spin up is what we've gotten here, just a little window of opportunity with this storm, this tornado warning. Again, Cass County for this little cell sitting over Virginia until 3 o'clock. We got another 28 minutes on that warning. What I would expect is that we'll continue to see that storm continue off to the east. Let's take a regional view here. We're seeing these showers and storms develop as expected. There's first off some light rain showers working their way on the I-57 corridor. Very light. Some of them are limited to just sprinkles. We're watching more storms develop here to the west, and that will be the source of showers and thunderstorms as we go through the afternoon and evening. We told you this morning that the chance for some dry time was there through midday into the early afternoon, but the chance for storms will pick up here over the next couple of hours, just like we're seeing with our 1 tornado warning in Cass County. Folks that are watching perhaps in Cass County, what we'll do is we'll show you what you need to do if there's a tornado warning, and that means proceed to your safe place. Leave your mobile home, get out of a car, get in, down, and up. Stay until all clear, and of course watch WCIA3 coverage online as we have this storm rolling on through. That's going to be until 3 o'clock for folks in Virginia, even south of Chandlerville, off to the north and west of Ashland. It doesn't include Ashland. We'll show you the radar here in a second, but just want to reiterate these tornado warning tips for some of our friends that are watching in Cass County on digital platforms. The only warning in the books, maybe the only warning that we have to worry about here across the region. So that's something that we'll continue to monitor. Here's a look at radar. I'll loop it for you the last couple of hours, and you'll see how we've seen some of these showers start to blossom. Some areas of rain seem to be concentrated along Interstate 70, and more of these storms are starting to work their way on into the region for the time being. And so we're going to monitor and keep a close eye on this here for the foreseeable future. Again, the tornado watch itself, the severe thunderstorm watch is for Fayette, Effingham, Jasper, Crawford County. We have no tornado watch. I agree, we don't need one today. We just happen to have a rogue storm, and that rogue storm has got just a little bit of spin in there, according to the National Weather Service. And so we'll continue to monitor that here for the next 25 minutes. And hopefully in 25 minutes we'll be all good. This slow-moving storm, about 20 miles an hour, will continue its slow progression off to the north and to the east. Let's get in closer to that storm for you here and talk a little bit more about it. You know, little isolated cell. We may have to watch some of these other little isolated cells too, and if that happens, we'll start more extensive coverage in central Illinois, and that's going to be primarily for the cell near Virginia. Notice that due north of Virginia here, I'll look at velocity product, and at this point I don't see a whole lot that indicates there's any significant rotation, but still the area of rotation likely small enough where that little area of rotation would be enough to maybe spin up a brief tornado. I just can't rule that out with this. We're not seeing a classic supercell that would cause a life-threatening, let me rephrase that. We're not seeing a classic supercell that would cause extensive damage. These are often weaker tornadoes, but are still dangerous if you're caught outside in cars and mobile homes, which is why we're on our digital platforms here. We'll take a look at our debris detector, and you'll be hard-pressed to see anything even with these. These types of tornadoes would be brief and weak if they're down, and I'm going to reach out to the National Weather Service and see if we've had any reports from the region here. We haven't had any with this particular storm, so that's what we're watching and keeping our eyes on here in central Illinois. Let's go back to our radar product here and show you that warning text. I expect an update shortly. At this point, folks that live west of west of Illinois 78, south of Illinois 125, we can give an all clear to. The storm now north of 125, crossing 78 about a mile north of Virginia proper, downtown Virginia, Palmerton, Sangamon Valley, Chandlerville, downstream from that. This would be north of Philadelphia, north of Burlingame. If we extend this, this will be heading eventually towards Panther Creek, Newmansville. If it is extended into Menard County, we'll start more extensive reports, long-form coverage, I suppose you could say, with this tornado warning in Cass County. So we'll continue to monitor this situation very closely. I want to take some time now and just check some other storms out to make sure we're not seeing anything abnormal here. I don't see anything that makes me really concerned with this storm south and west of Litterbury. And I'll take another view here. We'll look at as many different views as possible. You know, there's really not a whole lot in the way of rotation on this storm. At this point, I would suggest, you know, there it is, south of Bluff Springs. That was at 2:20 when the warning came out. That area, just enough to prompt a tornado warning, but you can see how it's almost lifted out. Now, there may be that next area of circulation down the line just to north of Virginia that's trying to get going in its infancy stages. And as that moves off to the north and east, we'll be able to watch that and keep a closer eye on it. But even looking at that alternate method there at Joy Prairie, north of Jacksonville, not seeing anything concerning at this point. And we'll even jump down and look at some of these storms in Macoupin and Montgomery counties. Overall, nothing that stands out as glaring. And then, of course, we're really not too concerned with this area of stratiform rain that's starting to move in light showers at best in parts of Interstate 57 corridor. There's really not much in the way here that we'll have to deal with. So we continue to watch this tornado warning on our digital platforms, and this is for a storm that's near Virginia, north of town now, moving off to the north and east. And we're going to continue to watch it for a little while longer here. Really, we think that the main problem with this is going to be the rain. That's why we do have that flash flood warning. The flash flood watch that's in effect. And that's something that we'll continue to monitor here. Let's take a look at future track and time this out a little bit more for you. I know some folks want to know, hey, what's next downstream? Where are these storms heading? Here we go. Overall, doing a pretty good job with the placement of this. You'll see the area of rain and storms continue to fill in and overspread to the north and to the east. And here we go by 6 o'clock, the heaviest rain down by Interstate 70. Still some scattered showers across Champaign and Vermilion counties. A bit concerned about lights over Vermilion tonight with the light rain coupled with some wind gusts, light in nature. We'll see if that happens. It doesn't take much for balloons to not have a good time, but you'll notice by 8, 9 o'clock, that area of low pressure is sitting pretty close to overhead here into the overnight hours. You can see those showers kind of swirling around and sitting in place, so that may allow for some pockets of some heavier rainfall at times here in central Illinois. We'll take a look at our rainfall totals, and what I want to do is we're going to time this out through Monday. This system is here through about Monday, and as we do so, you'll see how, I don't want you to treat this as gospel. Obviously, that's a bit extreme in Bloomington and may not happen. But it seems like it'll be feast or famine with the rainfall totals here. We think we're really 1 inch to 2 inches still on the table for some areas with locally higher amounts. There'll be areas that see less, though. It's still a showery day for many, though. Light rain showers are enough to offset those plans you have outdoors. But some of those areas of heavier rainfall could be a concern. I'm not saying Bloomington's getting 6.8 inches on this. I'm saying that the trend shows pockets of heavier rain adding up over the next couple of days, and that may very well be what it's concerned. It could be 60 miles to the south. It could be over in Peoria. We'll just have to watch and see where these storms continue to develop and set up here in central Illinois. We'll go back to the radar here, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to kind of prep behind the scenes, and maybe they can hear me with this storm, to plan to do a cut-in at 2:45 for a couple of minutes as we watch this. And so we're going to monitor that closely here. Again, that's cell just to the north and east of Virginia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my microphone real quick, walk to the back and kind of mention something, and then we'll be right back here in just a minute. So stand by. All right, we should be back here on our digital platforms, and I hope we're still on here. It looks like we're having some internet issues in-house with this particular storm near Virginia to the north of town as it carries off to the east and northeast. This tornado warning goes until 3 o'clock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this because it looks like maybe we've lost the stream. So if you're watching the stream now and you can hear us, we're going to just reset. So